Guilty as charged. Yes, I shall be sentenced for not even taking this machine outside yet. This is a machine that I have refused to take out in the snow. Why? Well, I'm a kid of the 80s. This is one of my classic all-time trucks. It looks like a Bronco straight out of Grand Theft Auto. Just looking at it, I know, I could be saying a whole bunch of these things, and some of you might not be a Bronco fan, you know, but this truck for me has been absolute primal instinct. These are the original tires that were on it. The chrome is beautiful. I think the chrome looks really good. It does have that classic look, but RC to me is all about modifying and making things your own. And even though I love this beautiful body and these rims, I'm going to take off some of the chrome, and these are actually bead locks that I took off of some HPI rock grabbers the other day when I was doing an upgrade on my 1/8 scale Cragsman. That machine had bead locks that were double-sided. Some of you guys may notice that this is the exact tire I was building in that film, but I only showed it once. These are double-sided bead locks, which means these rings lock in the bead of the tire to the wheel itself. So they don't do any breathing, even though they've got a great memory foam in them right now. And the black on black certainly was something I was looking for. Now today I'm going to go ahead and get into this area. These are not stickers, by the way. If you have a real good look at this, these are actually chrome accents, molded plastic that are bolted right to the body itself. An ARB Snorkel that I've had in my arsenal for a long time. It was for a Jeep build that I was going to do, but I noticed, you know, that it actually fits, and the mold here fits so well. I did find this on eBay, by the way, guys, a long time ago though, so I don't really have a relevant link. You may find it, and it does wrap to the body very, very well. But the only problem is that this chrome accent piece that actually juts out causes me an issue where I'm supposed to be bolting on this snorkel to the Lexan. So my goal today is to actually, I know it's terrifying for me too in case I screw it up, is to cut this section out, mount this snorkel right below so I still get the Ford Bronco Ranger XLT logo in there, and this actually fits fairly flush to where it would be, you know, if it was mounted up properly on a full-size truck. Underneath, it's going to be kind of hard to see, but they have these inner rails that help attach the chrome attachments on the outside. Okay, it looks like a 2mm. It is, and it was, so I can kind of separate it away from the body because it's on a pin system, as you can see. I'm glad we identified that, and now all I need to do is measure out the snorkel to see how much we need to cut. I'm going to put on my safety glasses, and I just need a precision cut. Actually, what I'll do is just take it off. Take off the entire strip that's attached, and then that way I can cut it with a Dremel. I have complete control over the piece I need to cut. Just tidying up the edges with a sharp razor blade, that way it doesn't get an unfinished look to it, because plastics tends to ball up when it gets heated like that. Okay, mounting piece. Okay, so the gap is cut out, and I have one screw hole, or that giant pin, which was larger than I expected there. That's what she said. There we go. So I put the snorkel there. One thing I hadn't anticipated as well is how deep this channel is. It's actually the inset for the chrome piece is quite deep. So it did change the shape a little bit on me, which is not a big deal. I really don't see it as a big deal. You can see the mold is still perfect for the body shape. It's nice and snug, but I've got a small gap up here. Now that's fine. If this was actually hard molded plastic on a full-size machine, no one would say anything if it was gapped out even just a bit like that, because there really wouldn't be a lot of movement. In fact, you could even put a strap right here and just have that sealed up and it would be 100% fine. So I think that's what I'm going to do, because it's a very, very, very small gap, but all I have to do now is line up the holes for the screws on the inside here. On the inside of the Snorkel, I did put a whole bunch of goop, or shoe goo as some people know it. It's kind of like a rubber cement, and the reason I did that, and I noticed that I didn't use too much because I don't want it squeezing out around the edges onto the Lexan, even though I may regret this in about 2 minutes. But not too much on the inside. This is just so it'll have some good adhesion when I use the 3 small screws. And so if I take a tumble down the hill, I want to make sure that it's got every chance possible to at least stick on there the first few times. Here comes the risky part, but I've pre-threaded, so that's why. I just want to make sure to line up that hole properly. Has anybody got a baby's diaper around here? All right, and the last thing I'm going to do today is just switch over my shocks. Now, is there a reason that I'm doing this? The answer is no, other than I've got a whole bunch of extra spare parts I've collected over the years as well. I went to give a pair of these shocks away to my buddy Steve the other day, and we rebuilt them, but it actually threw the geometry of his truck off. And so he gave them back to me, and I thought, what a great opportunity. I could probably put them on the Bronco, and they'd look pretty good. Now, these are GMADE Zero shocks. They're 90 mils. I've had them in my spare parts drawer for, several years. They just hadn't been built yet, and they are exactly the same length as the Traxxas shock. And being red and black and chrome, I thought, what a great opportunity on this Sunset truck to switch them over. Make sure you pay attention to the length of screws, right? Longer one on the bottom, shorter one on top. I'm gonna have to remove this, and then if you notice this eyelet right at the top here, let's see if you can see that. It's very wide, right? And the roller ball on the inside to give it the movement is actually very small. So I'm just gonna use a pair of channel locks to help gently remove the roller ball setup here. Don't want to break the top of the shock because I can reuse these shocks in a different project. Now the problem is that the opening here is too big for that. It basically just slides through. So I can avoid this problem. I still need it to be on there so it has a chance to move around like this, but I need the ball to stay in the middle of the top. Enter in these little rubber grommet pieces. Look at this. Got them from Capo, but it's basically just some tubing. This tubing, what I'm going to do is pop this into the opening on the shock top. Spread it through to the other side, like that. And then I'm going to take this and just start to push it in the hole and then gently, coerce it. So many innuendos in this hobby. I don't want to force it in. Oh! I just ripped my rubber, but not too much, so I don't have to worry about that. I'm just going to slide it into the middle. My whole point is to be able to give it a joint, but still have it moving around freely on either side, right? But without slipping in and out. So that's fine. A little bit on the ugly side. I should replace it. But if I can save it, then why not use it? Ba-ba, ba-ba-ba-ba. Looking nice. Everything's solid. It's not moving around at all. Well, the way it shouldn't be. Mount up this tire, and then, I didn't have to do that. It just kind of brightens up the truck a little bit under there. The dark shocks were just fine, but I like to have unique trucks, and it's not really making my truck unique, but it's certainly on the way. Now all 4 shocks are done. Turn on the radio. Turn on the machine. So a nice aggressive stance here on the shocks. Look at the clearance, guys. This truck is going to be able to go and rock climb very well. Looking great on the old school Proline flat iron tires there, mounted up with the bead locks, so I won't have to worry about any water getting into those foams. A nice lifted stance with those shocks on the inside. Can't really see them, but it definitely gives you a little bit of an accent. The Snorkel, also willing and able to go deep. That's the whole point. So the mold was a good one. I don't know, like snorkels themselves are always hit or miss for me. Half of you are gonna love it, half of you are gonna hate it. Good news is it's my truck and I'm always willing to go in the water. That's the problem. And I love going up to here. And so just the reality of having a snorkel, maybe next time I'll actually get like a tube, like some of the wire loom or something like that, and make like one that comes out the front and goes over the back. Like this traditional snorkel is cool, but it would be cool to see something else as well. Maybe a little K&N air filter on the end. Anyway, so there you go, my friends. Hopefully this was helpful for you. Hopefully it inspires you to get outside and have fun with the hobby of RC. And apparently my heater wants to go on and we are done the video. Guys, see ya next time. Thanks for tuning in. Bye for now.